and this is the Culmination video. John L. Sullivan was able to reinforce gender norms and an ideal of what it meant to be a good, heroic American by being tough and punching things, and being a white male hero. Babe Diedrichson became a center point for conversations for years about whether or not women ought to be able to participate in competitive sports, and she became an argument for both sides to use against each other, and quite possibly set the argument back. Billie Jean King was able to push feminism forwards in some pretty outstanding ways by using her fame to become an advocate for women's liberation and become an ideal and a symbol for that entire front of politics. Jim Thorpe was not just an individual athlete, he represented all Native Americans to America at the time. So when things happened like stripping his Olympic medals, it wasn't just a statement to one person, it was a statement to everybody watching about how Native Americans were going to be treated in the new American century. I think that matters a lot. I think it's important for us to be aware of what kind of power we put into the athletes that become famous, and power not just economic or media coverage, but political, real, actual consequences for people living all over the country and later on. These people are milestones and marker points, I guess, if that's a word, like markings in our history for how things are going. And they also nudge history in different directions, and the way their careers go, and how successful they are, and how they present themselves to the media, what they do with their power. I think it's something that everybody needs to be a little bit more aware of as we go about having famous athletes being important to us. Consumers, be aware of what ideals they're associating athletes with and how much power they're giving those associations, media coverage, and how they're going to tread around these associations, and the athletes themselves, and how they're going to act, knowing they hold this power. I think the tremendous amount of influence we give our athletes should not be wielded thoughtlessly. This should be something that we think about as a culture, and are a little bit careful about. So, I think this stuff matters, and that's my biography thesis assignment final reflection. I'm reading the title as I say this. Ta-da.